Okay, America, welcome back to the MSU Michigan State University Police Department. Case report number 23581000331. The report date time was 2/13/23 at 8:18 p.m. Okay, that's when this report date, the report date and time. That's actually when the shooting started. Actually, when the call was. Okay, so I'll give them that. That's what they got correct. That's when the report came in. Um, Actually, it was at 06. This says 06. Okay, it says 6 right there. It's different from that. Okay, so there's an error. First, no, we're just on page. This is the famous page 102. Now you're gonna have to try not to laugh a little bit when we read this together, okay? How bad the police work was here. Now this is Sharif Fadley. He's writing this on 4/19, okay, 2023 at 1:08 p.m. Now that's not what police officers use, right? They should use the 24. Everything else is in 2400 hours. Okay. This is 23581000331 dash supplemental report. Okay. On February 13th, 2023 at approximately 8:24 hours. That's 8:24 p.m. 2024 hours. Okay. A writer. A writer is called. Okay. Now there's a shooting going on at this time. Who does this guy call? A writer. He calls a writer who is off duty received an MSU alert call. Now, alert hasn't gone out to students until 8:30, 8:31 because the MSU police cadets missed doing that, I guess. The alert call from the MSU Police Department writer, okay? Now, keep in mind, this is a writer. There's a shooting going on. They're calling a writer. Who is the notification supervisor for both day and night shift patrols? Immediately looked up the status of our night shift officers. So instead of looking up and putting out a picture of the shooter, they're looking up who the night shift officers are. Like that matters at this point. Okay, they're in crisis mode on campus via the MSU DPPS ICAD application and learned MSU DPPS incident 23002, 23-002-26407 revealed call information showing a response date of February 13th, 2023. Now, what does this time say? 8:18 and 6 seconds. What does this report say? Double O. It's a double O. Jurisdiction, MSU P. MSU, I think that's Michigan State University Police, MSU Police Department. It's a hoot. This was a hoot and a half, okay? Problem was the shooting. Hoot. See, I said hoot. This is a hoot. Okay, location Berkey Hall, address 509 East Circle Drive. Okay, now the writer called the Rosman deputy chief. He should step down today if he hasn't already. He should step down and turn himself in. The writer called DC Rosman to see if he was tracking the hooting call to and inform him that the writer. Now, I'm just saying, is this the guy that wrote McRae's suicide notes? DC Rosman, because you read those notes, it's like somebody did them really quickly. Like you turn in like a late assignment. That's like whoever wrote those. Deputy Chief Rosman advised he was headed in as well. Now, he stated he let his wife put the kids to bed in the newspaper. Remember that? Front page of State News, 1 year anniversary. Izzo on the front cover somehow with the symbol of the you-know-who. Okay, and then Rosman is quoted saying he let his wife. Now, he's notified there's a shooting going on, okay? But he let his wife put the kids, okay? He meandered his way over to the command center. Okay, now he should be literally speeding. Honey, I gotta go, okay? He shouldn't be he sat down and looked at his phone. Okay, now here's what he's looking at. What should we write? Because this is the writer was off duty and responding from blank. While en route to MSU Police Department, writer received a call. The MSU Police Department writer received a call from AC Monette. I informed AC Monette that I was en route. Okay, now is this the writer speaking? And gave him my location. AC Monette advised me he was also on his way. So you see how it talks about himself? Like this is the writer writing himself, third person. Upon arrival at MSU Police Department, I turned into the parking lot. What? You didn't drive to Berkey and notice 4 patrol vehicles docked in the back lot. Now there's a shooting going on that he could have prevented in his own car. He could have just went to Union where there was other reports. You didn't have to drive all the way to the police station. I ran to my office. This is a writer apparently, and grabbed my helmet. Why does a writer need this? A vest and camera. This seems like a secret fraternal order. They always talk about grabbing their helmets, vests, and like it's a call to arms, and keys to fully marked patrol car 214. When Ryder ran emergency code. Now, what do they talk about? Writing code. They're writing code, okay, to Berkey Hall, because they don't care about anybody's safety, as you can see. They want to get a code to Berkey Hall, knowing we only had 4 people on night shift. Was there only 4 officers working night shift that night, or is it 4 of their people? Because Ryder headed to Berkey Hall to assist responding units. And by listening to the radio traffic, it was still not known how many hoots or hooters were outstanding. Okay? Because remember, the MSU police cadets, they have failed at the lockdown mode. Because at this point, at the timestamps they given here, the university is still not locked down. Okay? The Ryder arrived, pulled in the car, rifle to car. What? These psychopaths? Take away these people's weapons. These officers, they don't deserve them. 214, and called Sergeant Maroney on the duty phone. What's the duties phone? Is that British? It's the only people that have placed duties on me. The call was made at 2102, so that's 902. What the F? To see where Sergeant Maroney was, so Ryder could link up with her. Link up that secret code? What was that? Okay, Sergeant Maroney answered the duty phone. That's the British phone. And advised she was at the south, is that like the red phone they have in the White House? She was at the south side of Berkey Hall. Why? Shooters at the north. Why? Now this is the same Maroney. Now this would place her story in jeopardy at the very beginning. She's now right here you can tell if you read her statements from what happened, it does not add up just by this sentence. So the writer did a very bad job of this story. Okay? So you guys should all step down who are part of this. So that's I would go check out page 102. I'm going to write a big blog on it here. The officer horn, go toot your horn. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It's bad. This is really bad. As the writer entered Berkey Hall behind Sergeant Maroney, Ryder noticed what looked like 5 medics. Okay. Now, the other police officer said there was a number of medics standing on the right side, right inside to the front southern door of Berkey. So that's the third door walled off. Ryder noticed Sergeant Tobias from MTPD. I don't know where that's from. Hopefully not the Stadies guy. Officer, because they're really corrupt. I had one of them threaten me with a gun. Officer Horn from ELPD and 2 other officers, later identified by Ryder as MTPD K9 Officer Blaine Anderson and LPD Detective. Now this is at 9:02, and they're all standing around doing nothing. Like, why aren't these bodies? Because it said the shooter's gone. Why aren't those bodies in the ambulance? You're just standing by the bodies? Why are they not put in the ambulances? Are you just standing around? Yes. Now here's Freeman, Kara Freeman. Look up who the Freeman are. Okay. Blaine Anderson. Okay. LPD, Lansing Police Department, Freeman. Everyone was standing quietly. What? There's bodies lying there and you're standing there quietly? You are psychopaths. Like, these people need help. Ryder asked for a quick brief. What? There's bodies lying there? What? Okay. As to what had been accomplished prior to Ryder's arrival. Why is this lowercase? Why does Ryder keep being like, he's going to write the story quickly? It took him 3.5 hours to write this story. As you can see, they didn't even have a person's name to blame it on. Sergeant Maroney stated prior to Ryder's arrival, she and the medics had worked on the patients and victims. Sergeant Maroney advised 2 subjects went out in a load and go with the GSWs to blank. What? Why is that redacted? I mean, these people are psycho. Ryder asked where the deceased were. They don't know where the deceased are. They just said in your own statements they're in the doorway. You're going to prison, these people. You're going to go to prison. Okay. Sergeant Maroney advised Ryder that primary checks had been completed. Okay, why aren't the bodies yet? You don't know where the bodies are and primary checks have been completed? Ryder posted Detective Freeman at the north entrance of Berkey Hall and assigned Officer Horn, Toot My Horn, to secure the crime scene. Now, keep in mind, as myself, Sergeant Maroney, Sergeant Tobias, and Officer Andrews conducted secondary searches for the suspect. No bodies, additional victims, and barricaded students who would need extraction and an escort out of Berkey Hall to the Broad Museum. Why would they bring them there? Get them off campus. You haven't secured where the shooter is at this point? Why are you acting all nonchalantly? Why aren't you bringing ambulance? Why aren't those ambulances sent back to the hospital? Do you see how crazy these people are? How this story doesn't add up if you just read their own reports? If anybody cares about the kids who died, if anybody cares at this university about the kids who died, you can tell there's crooked police and people. Who's the Michigan State Police cadets? They should belong in prison. They gave that's felony reports of what they did. Okay? This is really bad. So this statement right here, listen to page 102, I mean, literally throws everything this woman said into question in her own statements. Okay? And the fact that they're calling a writer to cover the story, the smell of blood was palpable. Oh yeah, I bet it was. There was copious amounts of blood in the classroom and blood in the hallway outside the classroom. But you didn't talk about in this report putting the victims in the ambulances? Oh, look at, here we go. Writer noticed one victim lying in the north-south position. Why aren't they being put in ambulances, you doofuses? One on the east side, one on the back of the classroom, and one in the second victim lay in the east-west position. Those are two opposite directions. Okay? A few rows south of the back of the classroom, between desks. They were copious. These people are sick. So Ryder is observing this, and he's not doing anything to help. He's just writing a story, or what? Go to prison. Turn yourself in. Okay? Even if you're students that were part of those fake people running around to scare people, and if you're part of the MSU police cadets, I would go turn yourself in to the FBI. Okay? We're not messing around. I mean, turn yourselves in, please. Like, for these kids that were needlessly murdered, go turn yourself into the FBI. Especially the faculty and the adults. This goes up to the governor's office. Okay? This goes all the way up to the governor's office because she was one of the first on scene. So why was the governor here so quickly? I wonder why. What was she covering? Okay?